To use a volumetric pipette, you should do the following things. To start, you need to pour some solution into a working beaker. And whatever size your pipette is, so if you're using a 50 milliliter pipette, for example, you want to pour at least 20% more solution into the beaker than that pipette can hold. So if you're using a 50 milliliter pipette, you want to start with at least 60 milliliters of solution in the beaker. And ideally, you want to use a beaker with a fairly narrow diameter. So you insert the tip of the pipette into the solution, but don't touch the bottom of the beaker. Then you take your pipette bulb, the ones in our lab are red, you squeeze it, and then you place the opening of the compressed bulb very gently over the end of the pipette, and you don't have to push too tightly. Then you slowly reduce the pressure on the bulb by lightening your grip, and as you do that, suction will start to draw the solution into the pipette. And if you draw solution in too quickly or you don't have enough solution in your beaker, you might accidentally draw air into your pipette, and if this happens, some of the solution will shoot up into the pipette bulb, which can contaminate your solution. And if this happens, you should really just start over, re-rinse everything, and get new solution and a new pipette bulb. So you continue to release the pressure, and you draw more solution up into the pipette. If your bulb is fully uncompressed and no longer draws solution up, remove the bulb, place your finger quickly over the end of the pipette, squeeze the pipette bulb, and then place it back onto the top of the pipette and continue drawing solution. Keep drawing solution up into the pipette until it goes over the only volume indicating mark on the entire pipette. Because they're volumetric pipettes, there should only be a single volume indicated on it. Once your solution is above the mark, remove the bulb from the pipette and cover the opening of the pipette with your index finger. And do this very quickly before the solution drops down below the mark. With your finger still on the top, remove the pipette from the beaker and wipe off any drops of solution that are hanging on the sides or tip of the pipette with a piece of paper towel. Then you need to lower the solution to the mark so that the meniscus on your solution just touches the indicator line. And this is most easily done by lessening the pressure of your finger on the opening of the pipette. Not removing it altogether, but just slightly reducing the pressure and simultaneously rotating the pipette between your other fingers. And this is easily the most difficult part of the process. Once you get your solution lowered to the mark, increase the pressure of your finger, and then you can move your pipette over whatever receiving container you plan to dispense into. And then drain the pipette into that receiving container by just removing your finger from the opening. After the pipette is completely drained, touch the tip of the pipette gently to the inner wall of the receiving container to remove any drop that might be hanging from the tip. Then you can remove the pipette and either use it again if you need to, or clean it by rinsing with tap water and returning it tip pointed up into the storage bath.